Move! You don't belong here. This is a premium beauty salon for people who actually take care of themselves, not whatever this is supposed to be. Get out before you drive away our paying customers. The savage attack came from senior stylist Patricia Williams as she physically blocked the salon entrance. She gestured aggressively at the black woman's simple style, not knowing she was expelling Marcus Glam, the CEO whose $18.7 billion beauty empire owned every salon, cosmetic brand, and beauty supply chain in America. Let me take you back to 2:30 p.m. on a Friday afternoon in Beverly Hills, where assumptions about beauty standards would cost someone their career and revolutionize an entire industry forever. Marcus Glam had built her empire one product at a time. At 51, she was the founder and CEO of Glam Global Industries, a comprehensive beauty conglomerate that had revolutionized the cosmetics and aesthetic services industry worldwide. Her company owned 78% of all major beauty brands, operated 89,000 salons and spas globally, and manufactured 84% of professional beauty products used in salons worldwide. Her empire generated $187.4 billion in annual revenue and employed over 340,000 beauty professionals across 6 continents. From L'Oreal to MAC Cosmetics, from Sephora to Ulta Beauty, from local neighborhood salons to luxury spa resorts, Marcus controlled the infrastructure that enabled millions of people to access beauty services and products. But her vision extended far beyond profit margins and market share. Marcus had transformed the beauty industry from an exclusive luxury into an inclusive celebration of all forms of beauty. Her companies had invested $23.7 billion in developing products for every skin tone, hair texture, and cultural beauty tradition. She had pioneered inclusive hiring practices that employed beauty professionals from all backgrounds and created scholarship programs that had trained over 78,000 diverse stylists, aestheticists, and makeup artists. Most importantly, she had championed the concept of authentic beauty, promoting natural appearances and individual style over conformity to narrow beauty standards. Today's visit to Luxe Beauty Salon Beverly Hills wasn't planned. Marcus had been walking from a lunch meeting with the UN Women's Council about global beauty industry labor practices when she noticed the salon's grand reopening celebration. She'd acquired Luxe Beauty 6 months earlier as part of a strategic expansion into ultra-premium market segments, but she'd never visited this particular location personally. The previous owner had assured her that the transition would maintain the salon's exclusive standards while implementing Glam Global's core values of beauty inclusivity and respect for all clients. Marcus decided to stop in for an unannounced quality assessment, what the beauty industry called a mystery client experience. She dressed casually for her afternoon meetings, a simple black dress, comfortable flats, and minimal makeup that highlighted her natural beauty. She wore her hair in its natural texture and carried a basic handbag. To anyone watching, she looked like a professional woman who embraced natural beauty over high-maintenance styling. It was the perfect test of whether Luxe Beauty was living up to Glam Global's standards of inclusive service and respect for all expressions of beauty. Luxe Beauty Salon Beverly Hills occupied a prime location on Rodeo Drive, featuring floor-to-ceiling windows that showcased an interior designed to intimidate as much as inspire. The space featured marble floors, crystal chandeliers, and gold accents that created an atmosphere of exclusive luxury. Every styling station was equipped with the latest professional equipment, most of which bore the Glam Global logo, though Marcus doubted the staff understood the significance. The salon offered premium services, with prices starting at $300 for basic cuts and reaching $2,000 for comprehensive styling packages. The clientele consisted primarily of celebrities, affluent Beverly Hills residents, and tourists willing to pay premium prices for the prestige of a Rodeo Drive beauty experience. As Marcus approached the main entrance at 2:30 p.m., she noticed the usual Friday afternoon crowd, well-dressed women receiving various beauty treatments, staff members in coordinated uniforms attending to clients with professional precision, and an atmosphere of controlled luxury where appearance was everything. The salon's aesthetic emphasized a specific type of beauty: long, straight hair, flawless makeup, designer clothing, and jewelry that signaled wealth and status. Every client visible through the windows conformed to a narrow definition of glamour that left little room for natural beauty or diverse aesthetic expressions. Marcus pushed through the glass doors and stepped inside, immediately noticing the contrast between the salon's reputation for premium service and the cold reception she received from staff. Several stylists were actively working with clients, but none acknowledged her presence. She stood for nearly 2 minutes, an eternity in luxury service, before anyone approached her. The first person to intercept her wasn't a receptionist offering assistance, but Patricia Williams, a senior stylist who had been watching her from across the salon floor with obvious disapproval and concern. "Excuse me?" Patricia said, approaching Marcus with the aggressive confidence of someone accustomed to gatekeeping access to beauty services. "I'm interested in learning about your services," Marcus replied pleasantly. "I'd like to understand your range of treatments and perhaps schedule some beauty services." Patricia's eyes immediately scanned Marcus from head to toe, taking in her natural hair texture, minimal makeup, and simple attire with obvious skepticism and disapproval. "What kind of services are you looking for?" "I'm open to exploring options, perhaps hairstyling, skincare treatments, maybe some makeup consultation." Patricia's expression shifted to barely concealed condescension. "Those are some pretty intensive services. Are you familiar with our pricing structure?" The question hit Marcus like a diagnosis of the salon's priorities. In her salon partner agreements, she specifically required that staff never pre-qualify clients based on appearance or make assumptions about their financial capacity. The protocol was to welcome all potential clients enthusiastically and help them explore services that matched their interests and preferences. "I understand that quality beauty services require investment," Marcus replied calmly, watching Patricia's reaction carefully. "Investment is one way to put it," Patricia said, her aggression becoming more obvious. "We're talking about premium beauty treatments that start at several $100s and can reach thousands. Our services are designed for clients who maintain certain standards." The implication was crystal clear. Marcus didn't meet those standards and therefore didn't belong in a premium beauty environment. "And what standards are those?" Marcus asked quietly. "Standards of beauty maintenance, aesthetic investment, and, frankly, clientele that understands what luxury beauty services are about," Patricia replied, her voice rising enough for other clients to notice. "Move! You don't belong here. This is a premium beauty salon for people who actually take care of themselves, not whatever this is supposed to be. Get out before you drive away our paying customers." The brutal attack fell like a bomb in the luxury salon. Several clients stopped their treatments entirely, shocked by the aggressive hostility being displayed by a senior staff member. Other stylists paused their work, sensing that something had gone very wrong with the salon's professional standards. Marcus felt every eye in the salon, watching her, waiting to see how she would respond to being publicly attacked and expelled based on her natural appearance. This was the moment that would define not just her experience, but the future of everyone who had witnessed it. Among the witnesses was Jennifer Martinez, a longtime Luxe beauty client who had been receiving a manicure. She had watched the entire interaction and was appalled by Patricia's behavior toward a potential client who had done nothing wrong. "Excuse me," Jennifer said, standing up from her nail station with polish still wet. I watched this whole conversation, and what just happened was completely inappropriate. This woman was polite and respectful, and you attacked her appearance and told her to get out. Patricia turned her attention to Jennifer, clearly annoyed by the interruption and challenge to her authority. Ma'am, I'm responsible for maintaining the standards and atmosphere that our premium clients expect. This involves ensuring that potential clients understand and fit our salon's aesthetic. She asked about services, Jennifer replied firmly. That's what potential clients do. You made assumptions about her based on her appearance, and that's discrimination. Other clients began murmuring their agreement. Michael Chen, a celebrity makeup artist who had been consulting with a client, walked over to join the conversation. I've worked in beauty for 20 years, and I've never seen a salon employee treat someone this way. Natural beauty is beautiful. There's no justification for this behavior. Marcus appreciated the support from other clients, but she knew the real issue was systemic. This wasn't just one employee having a bad day. This was the result of beauty industry attitudes that valued only narrow definitions of aesthetic acceptability. Marcus reached into her handbag and pulled out her phone, her movements calm and deliberate, despite the anger building inside her. Patricia and the gathering clients watched her, probably expecting her to leave or call someone to complain about the treatment. Instead, Marcus dialed a number she knew by heart. David, it's Marcus. I need you to conference in legal and Luxe Beauty Corporate immediately. We have a serious discrimination situation at the Beverly Hills location. David Kim, her chief of operations for 14 years, didn't hesitate. Connecting now. Legal and beauty management will be on the line in 60 seconds. Marcus held the phone so her voice would carry clearly in the salon. Thank you. And David, I need you to pull our acquisition documents for Luxe Beauty, specifically the staff training requirements and inclusive beauty policies. Already pulling them. Marcus, are you safe? I'm safe, but this salon isn't operating according to Glam Global industry standards. Patricia and the other clients had gone very quiet, watching Marcus with growing confusion and unease. The tone and content of her phone call suggested she wasn't just an ordinary potential client calling to complain about poor service. Ma'am, if there's been a misunderstanding, we can discuss it privately. Marcus looked at her calmly. The misunderstanding, Miss Williams, is that you've just told me I don't take care of myself while standing in a salon that uses products my company manufactured. You've made assumptions about my beauty standards while working with tools and equipment that my business designed and produced. And you've done it while representing a salon that operates under the Glam Global Industries umbrella. Glam Global Industries? Patricia asked, her voice uncertain and increasingly panicked. That's right. The company that owns this salon and every beauty product you use daily.
Marcus answered the phone and immediately put it on speaker. Good afternoon. This is Marcus Glam, CEO of Glam Global Industries, calling from the Luxe Beauty Salon, Beverly Hills location. I need to report a discrimination incident involving a senior stylist. The response was immediate and professional. This is Sarah Rodriguez, General Counsel for Glam Global Industries. We're recording this call. Can you describe the incident? I entered this salon as a potential client interested in beauty services. I was publicly attacked, told I don't take care of myself, aggressively ordered to leave, and informed that I was driving away paying customers based solely on my natural appearance. And who was the staff member involved? Sarah asked. Marcus looked directly at Patricia, whose face had gone completely white as the magnitude of her mistake became clear. Patricia Williams, senior stylist. The effect was immediate and devastating. Patricia began to understand not just who Marcus was, but what her company controlled. Glam Global Industries wasn't just another beauty company. It was the innovative force that had transformed the global beauty and aesthetic services industry. The hair products that Patricia used daily in her styling work, they were manufactured by Glam Global's professional division. The makeup brushes, the styling tools, the skincare treatments, all developed and produced by Marcus's companies as part of their comprehensive beauty ecosystem. The salon chair where Patricia had been working moments before. It was designed and manufactured by Glam Global's salon equipment division. The lighting system that made colors appear true and flattering. Installed by Marcus's technical teams as part of the salon modernization project. But the scope went far beyond individual products and equipment. Glam Global controlled the supply chain that brought beauty products from laboratories to salon shelves, the training programs that certified beauty professionals, and the distribution networks that ensured salons had access to the latest innovations. When clients walked into Luxe Beauty and appreciated the quality of products and services, they were experiencing the end result of systems that Marcus had designed, funded, and perfected over 2 decades of building her empire. Miss Williams, do you understand what Glam Global Industries does? Patricia shook her head, still processing the revelation and its implications for her career. We own 78% of all major beauty brands. We operate 89,000 salons and spas globally. We manufacture 84% of professional beauty products used in salons worldwide. We employ 340,000 beauty professionals, including everyone who works in this salon. She gestured around the facility. Every product in this salon was developed by my company. The training protocols you learned, the equipment you use, the standards you're supposed to follow, all exist because Glam Global invested in making beauty services accessible and inclusive for everyone. Within 40 minutes of Marcus's phone call, Luxe Beauty Beverly Hills had been transformed into the scene of a corporate crisis that threatened the reputation of both the local salon and the broader Glam Global network. 3 executives from Glam Global had arrived, along with 2 representatives from the company's diversity and inclusion team. Patricia Williams had been escorted from the salon and was meeting with corporate investigators at a nearby office, trying to comprehend how her discriminatory behavior had potentially ended her career in the beauty industry. Marcus found herself in the salon's VIP consultation room, getting a briefing on how the incident would be handled and what immediate changes would be implemented across the entire network. "Ms. Glam," said Lisa Chen, Glam Global's VP of Salon Operations, "we are profoundly sorry for what happened today. Ms. Williams' behavior was completely contrary to our values and the standards we require from all beauty professionals in our network." "Lisa," Marcus replied, "this wasn't an isolated incident. This was the result of discriminatory attitudes and beauty standards that have been allowed to develop unchecked. I need to understand how widespread this problem is across our salon network." The investigation that followed revealed troubling patterns across multiple Glam Global-operated locations. Client satisfaction surveys showed significant disparities in how customers were treated based on their natural appearance, hair texture, skin tone, and conformity to narrow beauty standards. Stylists were systematically steering clients towards services that would make them conform to conventional beauty norms rather than enhancing their natural features. Most concerning of all, there had been 63 formal complaints about appearance-based discrimination across Glam Global salons in the past year. Most had been filed with local salon management and marked as resolved without any meaningful investigation or corrective action. "How did these patterns go undetected?" Marcus asked. "The salons were meeting their revenue targets," Lisa replied uncomfortably. "When financial performance looks good, corporate oversight tends to focus on operational metrics rather than client experience equity or adherence to our inclusive beauty values." Marcus leaned back in her chair. "So we were profitable, and that was enough."
"We failed in our responsibility to ensure that beauty excellence meant inclusive excellence for all clients," Lisa admitted. News of the incident spread quickly through the beauty and fashion industries. Within hours, trade publications were reporting on the discrimination incident and Glam Global's response. Social media amplified the story, with many people sharing their own experiences of being judged or excluded in beauty environments based on their natural appearance or failure to conform to narrow aesthetic standards. But the real impact was felt in salons and beauty businesses across the country. If Glam Global Industries, a company that controlled such a significant portion of the beauty infrastructure, was willing to take strong action against appearance-based discrimination, other beauty businesses needed to examine their own practices and staff behavior. Marcus used the attention to announce a comprehensive industry initiative. Glam Global would require all partner salons to implement inclusive beauty training for staff, establish client service standards that celebrated all forms of natural beauty, and submit regular reports on client satisfaction across demographic groups and aesthetic preferences. The beauty industry has a responsibility to serve everyone who wants to feel beautiful, Marcus said in a statement. "We will not tolerate discrimination based on natural appearance, hair texture, skin tone, or failure to conform to narrow beauty standards. Excellence in beauty means excellence for all forms of beauty." The initiative sent shockwaves through the beauty industry. Salons that wanted to continue using Glam Global products and services, which included the vast majority of professional beauty businesses, had to meet new standards for inclusive client treatment.
Patricia Williams never worked in the beauty industry again. Her termination from Luxe Beauty was immediate, and word of the incident spread quickly through the industry's professional networks. But beyond the career consequences, the incident forced Patricia to confront her own biases and prejudices about beauty, appearance, and who deserved access to aesthetic services. In the weeks that followed, she began to understand how her narrow definition of beauty had not only hurt other people, but had cost her a career she had worked 15 years to build. She had let assumptions about appearance and conformity to beauty standards override her professional training and basic principles of client service. The woman she had attacked and expelled controlled an empire worth $187.4 billion and had the power to transform an entire industry. But more importantly, she was a person who deserved respect and courtesy regardless of how she chose to express her natural beauty. Patricia eventually found work in a different field, but she never forgot the lesson of that Friday afternoon, that beauty comes in infinite forms, and no beauty professional has the right to gatekeep access to services based on personal aesthetic preferences. 6 months later, Luxe Beauty Beverly Hills had become a model for inclusive beauty culture. Under new management and with comprehensive staff training, the salon served all clients with equal enthusiasm and respect regardless of their natural appearance, hair texture, or aesthetic choices. Marcus made it a point to visit regularly, always unannounced and always embracing her natural beauty without conforming to narrow beauty standards. Each time she was greeted warmly and offered services that enhanced her natural features rather than changing them to fit conventional norms. More importantly, she observed the same respectful, inclusive treatment extended to all clients, regardless of their appearance or aesthetic preferences. The changes weren't limited to Luxe Beauty Beverly Hills. Across the Glam Global network, salons had implemented new training programs and client service standards that celebrated natural beauty in all its forms. Mystery clients regularly tested salons to ensure compliance with inclusive beauty policies. The Professional Beauty Association invited Marcus to speak at their annual conference about building inclusive beauty communities. She used that platform to share a simple message. Every person who enters your salon is beautiful in their own way. Every client deserves respect and services that enhance their natural beauty. And every assumption you make based on appearance costs the entire industry credibility and community trust.
The changes at Luxe Beauty and throughout the Glam Global Network didn't stay contained within the beauty industry. Other aesthetic and wellness industries began adopting similar policies, recognizing that inclusive service wasn't just morally right, it was essential for building diverse, loyal client bases. The fashion industry implemented bias training for retail staff. Wellness centers examined their treatment of clients with diverse body types and aesthetic preferences. Even healthcare providers began reviewing how they treated patients whose appearance didn't conform to conventional standards. Marcus's simple act of trying to access beauty services while embracing natural beauty exposed systemic problems that extended far beyond one salon or one industry. The response demonstrated that change was possible when people with power and influence demanded it consistently and systematically. 2 years later, Marcus kept a photo from that day on her office desk, not of the confrontation, but of the Glam Global Transformation Ceremony, where new inclusive beauty standards were formally implemented across all salon locations. The image showed diverse beauty professionals from all backgrounds working together to serve clients with dignity and respect for their natural beauty. It reminded her every day that business success and social responsibility weren't competing priorities, but complementary goals that strengthened each other and built more beautiful communities. The beauty industry had learned that excellence meant excellent treatment for all expressions of beauty. The lesson, delivered one discriminatory encounter at a time, had changed everything. Marcus still visited beauty salons regularly, still embraced her natural appearance, still entered beauty spaces where staff sometimes made assumptions about her aesthetic choices or worthiness for premium services. But now, when those assumptions proved wrong, she had an industry that stood as proof of what happened when you treated every client with respect, regardless of their natural beauty. The beauty industry learned that inclusivity wasn't an expensive upgrade, it was standard equipment, and that lesson, delivered one client at a time, continued to transform not just salons, but the community's relationship with beauty itself. The impact of Marcus's experience extended beyond immediate policy changes to influence the fundamental philosophy of beauty culture. Cities and communities began to understand that beauty services weren't just about conforming to narrow standards. They were about celebrating the infinite diversity of human aesthetic expression. Beauty schools began incorporating inclusive aesthetics training into their core curricula. Students learned to work with all hair textures, skin tones, and facial features as beautiful canvases, rather than problems to be fixed or hidden. The concept of corrective beauty treatments was replaced with enhancing services that celebrated natural features. Hair services learned to work with natural textures rather than forcing conformity to straight European standards. Consumer beauty companies began developing products for previously ignored demographics. The industry discovered that inclusive beauty wasn't just socially responsible, it was incredibly profitable, as millions of previously underserved customers finally found products and services designed for their natural beauty. If this story moved you, remember that every interaction in beauty spaces is an opportunity to choose celebration over judgment. Every client deserves respect for their natural beauty, and every assumption we make about appearance costs our entire community the richness of diverse aesthetic expression. Because sometimes the most beautiful transformation isn't changing how someone looks, it's changing how we see. And that's a beauty treatment that benefits everyone.